All right, so today I was gonna talk about some other stuff, but something's been kind of thinking about lately. I had a conversation with somebody a couple weeks ago about kind of like who you should surround yourself with, and I think that I really want to kind of get that out and talk about that because it's something that really changed my life. Understanding people and what role they have in your life, and getting an idea of what is helpful to have around you if you are somebody that suffers from mental illness or depression, or going through hard times, or just in general, really. A lot of creative people tend to gravitate towards other creative people, and if you don't understand people well enough, you kind of mistake certain types of people for creative people, or you mistake certain kinds of people for people that are helpful, which they are not. So I'm not saying that you shouldn't surround yourself with lots of people, or you shouldn't surround yourself with certain types of people. Just be more aware of who or what kind of people they are, just so that you are heading in the right direction and on a path of bettering yourself, rather than being swamped by people who aren't really helping you in any way. And that's important. I think that if you don't be mindful of who's around you, then you can easily be in a sort of stagnant, or status quo emotional state, and you're not going to evolve. You're not going to move beyond that. The whole idea of you are what you surround yourself with is very, very true. I used to be surrounded with people that were not very good for me at a very young age. And that was mostly because I was very different from the other kids. I thought differently, did things differently, not really a trend person. I tried trends here and there, and they just never go the way I think they are, because it's not really who you are. If you're that kind of person, then great. But I'm just not somebody that's going to do something because somebody else does it. I'm very much I'm just going to do things the way I'm going to do them. Sometimes to my own disadvantage. But so I think that one of my biggest mistakes in life was younger, and being very influential, influenced by your surroundings. At a young age, one of the things that I did was surround myself with people who I thought were creative people like myself. But really they were more of outcasts, because they were just toxic people. And it took me, I think, a good 15 years to figure out, okay, well, these people are, they look like they are creative people, but in essence they are just self-destructive people. And I'm not going to say that everyone is going to be that way for their entire lives. I don't close doors, so to speak, unless something prevents them from opening that door or leaving it open. Burning bridges, if you're gonna burn a bridge, you burn a bridge. There's nothing you can do about that. But those people who aren't evolving and aren't moving forward are going to prevent you from doing so yourself. That is a written in stone thing. Like if you're surrounding yourself with people who are not people that are trying to better themselves, then in a weird way that rubs off on you. I've been around lots of different people throughout my life, and it wasn't until late 20s that I really started looking at, okay, well, who are these people that are around me? Are they evolving? Are they thinking further? As I myself wanted to grow and be better, I have to be conscious of what's around me. I mean, if I said, hey, I really want to go for, a walk to the library, I really want to do some research on something, or I said, hey, I really want to go for a hike and, really enjoy nature and talk about who we are emotionally, and where we go, and and they say things like, "Oh, well, I'm just gonna go get drunk this weekend," and then that's all I'm gonna do. That's not something that's gonna help me, better myself. That's just keeping me on my self-destructive path. So, I think that nobody really has a grip on understanding people right away. Unfortunately, we all learn things from our social environments and from experiences. There are this is like some red flags. I call them red flags, and I look for red flags in people, whether or not there's somebody that I want to keep around me as a close friend, somebody that I talk to or share things with. And that said, it's not that I push people away. It's that I keep them at a certain distance because at the end of the day, I want to be surrounding myself with people that support me and that are interested in me being a better person. And I saw a video today that touched on that, and that was kind of why I decided to switch over to this video instead of something else that I was going to do. Was talking about exactly that. Is like, the biggest question you're going to have is, the people that you surround yourself with, are they there to help you? Are they there to be for you, to be there for you? And the biggest, I gotta quit saying that's really annoying, I know, right? The biggest question that they posed was, are they as happy for you as you are for yourself when you succeed at something? So let's say you have a big milestone in your life, and they call you up and they say, "Wow, that's really awesome, man. That's great." Or they send you a text, or they stop by, or whatever it is. Like those are real people, that care about what's going on in your life. And social media has really really hacked away at that, because we don't recognize things like that online. Somebody clicks like on your status, it really doesn't mean much, except they've acknowledged that status exists. It's really all it is. But these friends that you have and these people that are around you, they shoot you a private text, or a private message or whatever it is, and they congratulate you, and they see things that you're doing, and they talk to you. Like, those are the people that should matter in your lives. The people that don't have to matter in your lives. And I think that with the whole change in social media, I used to be a very, very secluded is a weird word for that, a very reserved person. Not a lot of people. I wouldn't talk to very many people. I wouldn't have a lot of friends. Things are different now after running photography and trying to network with people, but you have to know who's who, at the end of the day. Like, yeah, there's lots of people that know me, but there aren't people that know who I am, if you know what I mean. So I think that, we should all sit down and talk about, who are these people? Who are you surrounding yourself with? Are you surrounding yourself with toxicity and staying a toxic, person? Or are you surrounding yourself with people that are looking to better themselves? People who engage in conversation, people who engage you in whatever it is that you're trying to strive forward with. A few people have reached out to me after, starting this and talked about what it means to them. And I think that that's awesome. I think that's exactly what, we should be doing, is we should be reaching out to people who are interested in having that conversation, or interested in bettering themselves. And those people who, scoff it off and, hey, whatever, I don't really care. Like, that's your life, not mine. And I choose who I have in my life. And that's ultimately our power to better ourselves, is to control who's around us. So, not very long-winded, but it's a few minutes on here. And I think that really thinking about who you're around and what they are to you is going to make a huge difference on how you move forward as a person and better yourself. I think that if I had stayed with the same people around me when I was in my mid-20s and below, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. Some of them have evolved past that, and I still talk to some of them, and some of them have not. And that's okay. That's their thing. I don't have to be in their lives, and they don't have to be in mine. That's the magic of having a private life, right? So So that's my little thing about who you are, your surroundings. So, all right, till next time.